don't have the step to the lower side. They don't have some of the keys that they did before. But let's see what they do to try and garner those. I'm really curious how you want to turn a 3v4 into something almost favourable. And do have Idis balancing on it, but this is a dirty off angle.
It is. However, last time we watched Obo, he tried every trick in the book. And every time, the one thing Spirit could do was this clear. Yeah, again, very procedural. All three of them on the flight path. Not done well. Double kill. Knows there's potential for a mere hunt. And that's the push. Perfectly timed stuff. With the bottle of flame. And they're doing it again. Yep, it's down advantage Spirit. After that first blood. They go low side though. Oh, Rez is in a prime position. For the denial. Bomb's loose. He can survive here. Flash to relocate. Mir has to get that bomb down. Rez knows it's been picked up. Is it a fake? Rez isn't sure. Holds it. Can't believe Mir's gotten away with that. And still, Rez does thrive. A triple kill in the round of successful retake. But you wouldn't believe it, Chad. Another one-on-one.
Yeah, and Rez has been the hero of 2 of these rounds that NiP have converted. So he's stepping up in a very big way for them here within the first half. 6-6, it's neck and neck. And that's the real problem here. Because look, the money on the NiP side with the round win again, it's all just hovering around that 4K mark, right? What?
So satisfying. No one pulled the trigger as Chopper was downstairs.
That was some beautiful stuff there. This one here, Rez didn't want to go for the left eye swing around the bomb box, or the silo, I guess we could call it. Taking that right eye fight, able to win it. It's big stuff for him. And look at this, Twist has an MP5.
Oh,
you know, so the buyer's a bit quirky.
Danger zone player here. See everyone with MP5s. Hampus trying to find new ways to deal with this outside threat.
He's leaving, or he has the potential to do so. Just playing around that gap, and he finds Chopper. Real nice play from him. You can see that gap is exploited given the fact there's no smoke in the feed. Fires off a shot. Mini is under Team Spirit rule. And Plopsky's done very well with the Bandmaster to find one. Puts this balance into a dire straight. He's already, though, off to his typical multi-killing ways. Yeah, watch this. Oh, nearly. Get hunted down. Finally, Twist gets a real weapon in his grasp again. That's 7.
Yeah, 18 frags.
Christ almighty.
117 ADR at this point. He is having a bit of a banger right now, but I suppose if we want to look at the last 6 rounds of play, 5 of which have gone to NiP, and that's forced out a timeout of Team Spirit. So they talk through their options. You can have a look at the scores that Lauren was just marveling over. Disbalanced, they're well and truly ahead of anyone else in the server. 5 frags shy of, well, clear, sorry, of Nork. Plopsky there on 10, 13 for Rez as well. He's been instrumental in a couple of clutches. Hammers with 9, Twist with 3. Other side of things, Chopper down the bottom with 4, 6 respectively for Magix and SDY, and Mir with 7 to his name.
I love the fact a lot of Idis balances work, to me, has been in those unfavourable scenarios, those 2BXs or 3BXs really, and his affinity to be able to open up ramp, the knowledge of the angles he's working with some that constant pressure. It's been very exciting to see what he can do as a player, and I think this is the first time I'm seeing him doing this in this manner. I haven't been too excited by that rifle play.
Side rifling, I mean, it's far from easy on here on Noob. But let's see if he can maneuver and flush him off again. Hampers with a different strat.
Oh, they're here.
Look at that. Wow. He knows
again,
what to
this
do.
guy.
He's furious, and so is Team Spirit. They're in hot pursuit of their 7th. 3 bodies already dropped for the Swedish side. Once that gap spots the M4, just balance his speed, his momentum into Hampers. You can see how caught off he was. Rare to see someone holding W from spawn.
Being so aware that could be a capability to catch him there when he wasn't the player who was fighting that last round either. I love everything that he's showing at the moment, but Twist, I don't think I've ever seen this gun get a kill in competitive play, if I'm honest.
And today?
And it won't today, but Popsky now, casual 1v5. Starts well, but ends swiftly.
Okay, well, Team Spirit are in a great position to win the half here. NiP have nothing to work with for the final round. Rez should be able to buy into a rifle if he wants with that Kevlar. The rest of them are looking at, well, less than ideal weaponry. Twist can't be too frustrated, man. You're up with an MP5 with 2 rounds back to back. What are you meant to do? Don't worry about it, you know? Let it go. And Nork and Twist, I think that smile there was exactly that. Nork, Twist, and Hampus onto some Deagles. We've got Alligator out for Plopsky here and Rez with the M4. So this is the last-ditch attempt against the full buy of Team Spirit in the first half. Is their map choice if you are just joining us. And wow, Plopsky wants to get aggressive.
Ooh, I like the Alligator skin he's got there.
Almost fits the name.
It does. A more flamboyant Alligator. of the one from Princess and the Frog. You wouldn't have seen that, Chad. That's a Disney movie.
I like Disney movies.
Oh, I'd add that one to your list. It's got voodoo and hoodoo. It's good. New Orleans, animated. It's really quite charming. Cool. She wants a restaurant. It's beautiful. So Talking Frog.
Is it new?
Relatively.
Oh, I haven't seen it then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Check it out.
I really haven't been up on my Disney movies.
Princess and the Frog, closely followed by Tangled. Strong list.
Angle's excellent.
Absolutely. Flynn Rider, otherwise known as OJ. Borg, Rez does not actually. That counts. And now from behind, he's only going to do 1.5, but there's Plopsky pocketing himself a couple of shotty frags. It will be Team Spirit down to 7. NiP and the half at 8. They'll take it just by the skin of their teeth. That's quite the T side. We'll have to take a break before we see how the second half plays out. On the half, high energy in the studio today. We're live from Cologne, Germany. This is ESL Pro League Season 12, Malta Online. And the Ninjas clashing with Team Spirit, posting quite the D-half. They have impressed, posting 7 on the harder side. This is new first map, first game of the day, 11th day of play. Let's get into it. GG.bet seem to believe that NiP do not have the edge. My goodness, is that really the case? Okay, let's get into the action with a fast hop here. Lauren and Sponge, the voices beside me. Rez is back turned and he still gets the frag. 4-on-4 topside, no bomb down. Twist recovers it. 3 from the heaven position.
Yeah, Rez waiting for that waterfall. See if anyone's coming. Eyes turn away for a second and they appear, and Idis Balance starting off that CT side exactly as you'd imagine, already getting things back on track as Hampus left to deal with it all. Several angles at several levels. He can't get any of them really. Not the ones that matter as his Balance gets 2. So yeah, things looking quite good for him to get into another good half.
Yeah, if he can continue at this pace, it's going to be nuts. 22 kills to his name right now. Still a lot of rounds of Counter-Strike yet to be played here, and well, Team Spirit are coming out the gate flying today. It's been a closely fought-over affair, but one that has felt like Team Spirit could have taken every single round. We needed some big clutch scenarios from Rez to help keep the Ninjas in it. Speaking of the Ninjas, they're going to go for a force buy of their own. So as the weapons get juggled across, the money is sorted out. It will be wielding 2 AK-47s, a Galil in the hand of the aforementioned Rez, Nork on the Scout, and Twist will have the Deagle. So Twist really taking the role of the supportive element of this team. Obviously the kills within the pistol round, the planet bomb, all those good bits and pieces depends on who has the most money. With the gunnies right now, they will just be postured up towards the yard position, seeing if they can catch any stragglers. We can see with the radar, Team Spirit are playing quite the passive setup. I disbalanced defensively behind the aircon unit. Mia kind of setting up a bit of a double peak opportunity behind this single box.
It's a nasty way for Hampus to go. You can just see the universe where he gets hit by a scout shot. By the time he's trying to find it, he gets finished off by Mir. It is going to be a nasty death if he continues to just try investigate yard. It is always a risk. They like people throw out son of a Hampus. Big frag. Rez has also found Mir, so that's outside problem solved. Never mind. Only Fammaster shotguns now. Magic's, though, I tell you now, there's very few players, Lauren, that use this Fammaster to such good success. Magic's, he's already demonstrated his proficiency with it, but the first 3-on-3, but Rez is above him. I don't know if his teammates are even cognizant that that's a possibility. Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
Okay.
Magic's is checking. Maybe trying to circumnavigate the presence. I don't know how he's going to make it happen. Oh my gosh, as if he got shot.
Well, they're fighting. They're both here.
SDY can get both. He's fluffed his shots, so as Nork recovers the bomb, but damage inflicted. I think he hit the hip fire. Scout bullet lodged in SDY's calf. And now the bomb. And a one-on-one. Only 19 seconds. Rez would have to, excuse me. Yeah, it is Rez again, having to win the third 1v1 to dig his team out of a hole here. And it's not to be. SDY, 3 frags in the round, and it was magnificent to finish things off from an alligator to a triple kill.
Okay, the force buy from NiP forcing Spirit all the way down to just 1 member. So the question is, do they want to go for another buy? It's
This is that
2,400.
dark little pit of despair, though.
But I don't mind. I don't mind going for like something like this. You can be quicker. You know the CTs aren't going to have all the goodies with the utility unless they go for lesser weaponry, and they will go with the. Wow, it's not an all-in. Look at the money left over. Hampus 900, 650 for Nork, 400 for Twist, Rez with a little bit as well. Plopsky's the only one with the full investment. Looks like it's a fast top.
Yep, flash comes in. Chopper, not too blind, but Sundar Young is. So it's on Chopper for now, does get overwhelmed. Sundar Young out of the flash handles it very well. Hampus, as said, the only one to really do any damage thus far, unless Twist can pull something out. He can't. I disbalance. Finds it. Where did that come from?
Yeah, I don't know if that was. I think it must have just been a quick
Maybe
shot.
through the.
Yeah, I don't know if he
the
did
edge or
some
something.
nonsense through the wall there. I just saw the
Silly business.
Yeah, plenty of that. But yes, they break through, and so we are going to be seeing NiP having to go again.
So this is going to be the hero AK on Hampus to keep the money as low as possible. They don't want to let it swell with a freebie. If they just went into this with the Glock or just the P250s, they might be able to get away with a clean round. Whereas we know next round for NiP, and Spirit know this as well, it's going to be a 3,400 in the back pocket. So they're just trying to get every single little bit of worth out of every round they can.
It makes sense. 3,400. I've done the math, Chad. That is at least AK armor.
Indeed.
Now there. Twist, not so lucky. Chopper pushing for info. The fact that no one was behind him suggests that was the lobby lurk. Did Disbalance convey that information? He likely has. Hampus, there we are. That's the frag they were hoping for. They'll need more, though. Are they really boosting? Okay. Crossing now. Disbalance conveying all of that information to his team. That there should be a fast rotate. Magix is the one to position himself accordingly. This is an interesting turn of events. Already with 2 frags. Already. This could actually translate into more. Disbalance can change things, though.
Can, has, and maybe will. 1 minute, though, to do it. Just patiently he'll wait for the tees to...
Oh, I hate this fight. Like, if you know there's an AWP rotating ramp early, Heaven to ramp, a very common rotation for any AWP, but that angle that Rez would be peeking into is no fun at all.
Minuscule pixels to work with at that point. And a matter of patience, I'm pretty sure Spirit's quite well versed in patience, so not too worried about them.
True.
Just balance having a little look.
It's
still
awkward soon,
thinking
Lauren.
about it, you're right. It's 30 seconds. Time is going to be of the essence soon enough.
Jigs and Disbalance so far passing the first 2 tests. More frags is a priority, and they're not going to let it happen. A perfect lockdown of that top site in a elaborate crossfire converted, and you will see the real buy coming out now. But that was what they were hoping for, just forcing the rebuys onto 2 members of Team Spirit. Disbalance and Magic stopping that from getting any more problematic. You can see these lovely double. Magic drawing their backs, facing away from his AWP. So that's perfect. Nice conversion. Good work. There was a gap in there, smoked for the cross, so don't forget that. Let's see if that comes back to haunt the Ninjas in the full buy. But
26 now for our Disbalance. He's
having one.
continuing this form, so it's going to be a yard control. This is aggressive. They want to stop this before it starts. Hampus. What? Hampus? Okay. Well, that wasn't meant to go down that way, but STY will trade. And they're straight onto the top side. They knew it was the yard control. This is great.
Yeah, this is really swift reactions. Chopper has managed to knock one off his perch. Bomb now spotted. T-smoke to try and buy time and space, but immediately locked down by the bottle of flame. It's time for NiP to see if they can win a 2 versus 3. Plenty of those from Team Spirit. Disbalance was the spearhead. Let's see if Rez can be the same. God, their angles are strong. Twist got caught out in that same exact corner. If Disbalance gets any info. Oh, well, that's another multi-kill for Magix. 2 rounds in a row.
Okay, well, this one's quickly now getting away from NiP. The scoreline 12-8. Money is still good enough because of the max loss. This shot here, look at that quick little flick of the wrist. We've been seeing so much like this in recent times, and Magic's on mop-up duty, able to deal with it. I'm really also seeing a lot more silenced M4 coming out from teams, especially these lesser-known names. We're seeing more and more, and well, NiP are taking another timeout. And they have 1 remaining after this. So they need to make something work. We can see again the purchase coming on through. Here's Rez probably listening to the dulcet tones of threat in Swedish.
Swedish.
With the Y's instead of the J's.
What's your favourite wine instead of a J? Jerrycan?
Yumpy.
Yump?
Yeah.
Oh,
Not yampy.
filled with yoy?
I'm always filled with yoy.
Cat.
Happy birthday, I guess. Looks like some birthday balloons floating in that webcam.
I do like seeing. Well,
Slice of humans.
Existence.
sounds weird when you say it.
Slice of life.
Yes, I do like a
Humans behind the
slice of
Counter-Strike
human.
community. I
Like
like
the
slice
Cannibal Richardson.
with a nice candy.
That was actually, it still is one of my favourite movies. Silence of the Lambs.
What's it called again? Silence of the Lambs. That's the one.
Don't know what it says about me as a person, but I think it's wonderful.
Yeah. Storytelling.
Yeah, really nice. 8-12 though. Story of NiP being the team that Spirit feared is kind of a questionable one, it feels. And we've seen Spirit on a high point. Some individuals looking good and some unique smokes coming out.
Yeah, very much so. I think it's their take on the L frame by the looks of the landing. But look what Mid's going to react accordingly. Wants to try and peek out on the flashbang. Firing off those shots. Much harder to pinpoint with the silenced M4, as Chad has outlined.
Main's open though. Plopsky has a chance here. Oh, look at this game. This cat and mouse game between Mir and Plopsky.
So much.
Oh my god.
As it fades, it's Mir's frag. And that was the rifle. That was their best chance. That was the way to open it up. Nork relieve some pressure. A huge amount of it. Chopper quick to behead one. And they look to head towards ramp.
Oh, Disbalance is about to be there. Maybe not, boys.
He's so precise. He's looking for 30. He can get it this round if he wants. Oh! 1 bullet, 30 frags found. And 2 of them in quick succession. Magnificent. That is going to put Spirit on 13. And we are nearly at the breaking point here. So strap yourselves in. Keep your hearts, or rather hold your breath, because this one could go downwards very quickly for the NiP. Looking at the quick recap, there has not been a single T round posted over the course of this second half. It was an 8-7 half in favour. We were already pointing fingers that this was a very strong T posting, but now we can see
Here we go.
this wall of blue unable to budge.
Yeah, last chance to dance potentially for NiP. Their 8 rounds in this buy better have some fruit to it. CT side looking just as diligent as the T side was, and it's exciting to see what these boys can do. Now, Plopsky has got a bit of room. What he does with it, we'll find out. All of the NiP boys still just kind of sifting through.
They've gone into warehouse, right?
Yeah, so they've beaten the Flash.
So I just balance covering this off. Unless they run boost, he's going to have a massive advantage here. They're just posturing and holding out right now. So they're taking secret control. They have warehouse control. Chopper has squeaky door control.
Just walked straight past him. The bomb is in warehouse.
It's not very awkward for...
I think Campus is coming above them, no? Yeah, okay. You might check this.
They've left topside completely here, so they're aware that this is a possibility. But look how far Spirit is searching. They're everywhere else. That's the bomb.
That's not it.
You might have another one here. Campus needs to flank.
A flash across the main.
Turns it. Stayed. Chopper found Hampus. Okay, Rez. Again, he's having to try and bail him out of these, but it's not easy. A 2v3, you still got that UMP. I guess Popsky's got some room garnered, but where's Magic's in this?
He's in the prime position for the one tap, so he does finish it off with style. That's real nice, neat and tidy. Grabs his cheeky little nade from the corpse. And he'll be happy to convert the 14th still unbeaten spree from Team Spirit's defensive. Very impressive stuff. I've seen the synergies. You know, we often talk about the partnerships outside, Chad. Your Electronic, your Simples, couldn't give you the Astralis example.
It changes so much, but it would have been Glaive before with the device.
Thank you. But Mir and Disbalance in particular have been very, very much locking this one down. Here's another prime example of it. Nice shots from Rez, but a bit away Magic to clean that one up. The one warning shot managed to soften up for the spray.
The game's definitely been broken down into more digestible bites, and what I mean by this is, and this is what I try and talk to players about when I ask them questions. Oh, there's a little Eevee on the back of that guy's chair in the middle.
Your favourite Pokemon?
Yeah, no, that was the Growlithe or whatever it was. 31-year-old man talking about favourite Pokemon. Anyway, the game with more digestible. Yeah, but this one has guns and shooting.
Yeah, that's much cooler.
Manly.
Yeah, you the kid that was like, no, my Hot Wheels needs a skull on it. I'm a big boy.
My mother said I could go to her dancing school or I could go play football with my father, so I went and played football with my father.
Oh, wow. You're really conforming to the gender stereotypes, Chad. I'm so proud of you. So glad toxic masculinity is a thing of the past.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's gone too serious. No one knows what to do.
Mir does.
Yeah, I was about to say, Mir's got a good idea, but NiP, what do they do with this? They've been hitting their head against the wall here. Flash comes in, Mir. Pop. Oh, that's not bad, too. What? Even a third? Where did Hampus come from?
He drove over his head.
Yeah, he had to have done.
Okay, the timing on that is wild.
Just casual TP around the map.
Yeah.
He's rocking that monster, so you got playing DayZ, Lauren.
That's the one. He's everywhere.
Okay, well, I find it very difficult for Nork and Twist to get back into this. Like, they've just been shut down before the round even got started for them. So round 23 looks like it could just be Team Spirit posting 15 early, and that's NiP without a single round here within the second half. Their T side, it's been stalled out, it's been stopped, and to get the bomb, I disbalance, tags up Nork. That's more than enough damage, more than enough info. The nade just shy.
Mir's on for the ace here, and he gets it. That is quite the way to secure a whole lot of map points. Big start, broken money, 3.5, 3.8 at the highest to lowest. Not pretty for them, and this is how it all started, a flashbang. That's Hampus completely missing the mark there.
Wow.
And here's the final shot, clean as you like.
I really enjoyed watching different players. I think it was Electronic before, was having a really nice game, but very different. It wasn't quite like this at all. These unique approaches, different ways of holding the very similar area, but it is 15-8. This could be the last shot at it for the Ninjas, and what a shocker result. Spirit coming out, all guns blazing, Disbalance, the perfect way to begin what could be the end for NiP here.
Yeah, this is, I mean, I'll remind you, 1 win, 2 losses for both teams. A rocky start, as it was described by Rez, but off the back of their great success at Cologne, it does seem that Ninjas have had a little bit of a deceleration. And that's not certainly to take anything away from Team Spirit. They played a fantastic game here. Individually brought through by Disbalance. We've seen Magic's with his strong CT performances in that lower side. And don't disregard Mir, who continues to be a nuisance to anybody that wants to consider like lurk outside. Is that really a solo bomb? I mean, I have to remember there's only 3 of them, but he is so alone. And he has no real options available to him.
Rez did say in the interview that they beat the Nemesis team of Vitality, so you have to look out for them.
Sure.
bogey squad for the Ninjas in late 2020, but this one's over. Plopsky's up at Mac 10, up the gun goes. Do we call it?
We call it.
I think we called it. Go on the tower, ref, it's over.
It's over, certainly new. We've got 2 more maps in the bag. We'll see how they shape up, whether we require the third. But Spirit, that is a fantastic start, a convincing one. 16-8 on their map pick.
every subject, and the trapper keeper holds them all.
Neat.
Really?
My goodness, the NiP Shuriken looking a little dull today, it seems. I've got Pansy and Sponge hanging out with me in the studio live from Cologne, I believe is how they say it, isn't that right?
German, yeah.
Yeah, Cologne. Cologne?
Nay. Cologne.
Cologne. You know, like Bolognese.
Bolognesium.
Sounds like a weird gamer. You know, like a PUBG mobile player. Bolognesium.
Yeah. Known for his abilities, obviously.
Am I close?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. But regardless, guys, let's actually talk about this. Chad, you told me you've actually got some of that hardcore, deep dive, mega complex, super hard to understand illustration, mega goodness.
I hope it's none of that. Like this isn't cool with the skybox or the in-game. This is just more like graphs and stuff, guys. So you're a bit more at school. I want to show you how.
Here we go.
Okay, I want to show you how awkward it was for the CT side, right? So just check out this spree of rounds right here. Now, what I want to point out is how many individuals are alive at the end of the round when they were posting the win. So have a look. Now, 9 and 10, they only had one player alive and they were both defuse rounds. Rez, we know, had to have impact in those rounds, right? He was the one coming through the clutches. Now, what I want to point out now, and this is where we get into the more fun stuff. Actually, before we do that, take a look at this. Look at this spree. They didn't win a single bloody T-sided round on NiP. They got blown out of the water. That kind of covers that off for everybody at home. Now let's move into this. This right here is my favorite little graph that I still have to explain. So one more time, we'll do it again for everybody. If we take a quick look, right? We got the bank balance here. We've got the equipment here. Now, with that tail end of rounds, you can see they're having to invest, and that means in their bank balance, there's no money left. But both teams are having pretty equivalent buys. Life's been pretty awkward for them, and one of the key factors in keeping that economy low and making their life difficult, I like we're doing this to tunes, is IDIS balance. And now we can run the IDIS balance highlight package for everybody. Go, shooting guns, yay! No more Telestrator, close it down.
You like his name, okay? I like his name, I like the quiff, and I like the fact he still has 114 ADR, despite the fact he's rocking the AWP. But take a look at the rifle kills. There's only 13 sniper kills in this map, and of course that is a point we have to prove. 60% or more over the course of his year here have been on the AWP, a very primary AWP, but making the T-side AK sing, and we'll get some of those highlights here, Chad.
Yeah, and they were able to pull back rounds that they shouldn't. We were talking about, or at least I was like, well, last time around they're winning 3v5s. They shouldn't win 3v5s. You can't win 3v5s every game. Well, apparently you can win 3v5s every game. And then when you're so, I guess, efficient on the CT side in the way that Mir was, that was an ace right there. I just balanced working with him in wonders. NiP were going a lot of these half buys that we're seeing, or these lot of force buys. They never had the full guns up. And that's a quick one. That's the quick game to kick off the day.
It is, and I do want to highlight though, normally when you see teams losing constant 2v3, not even 2v3s, but 3v5s,
2vx, yeah.
You kind of have to take some accountability even on the team that's losing them and making mistakes, but I did feel a lot of that was Spirit forcing their hand in those, which is, I feel almost a rare incident. I normally you can chalk up a lot of those mistakes to potentially NiP in that scenario, for example, but I mean, they weren't that off.
It was good crossfires and awkward duels, and especially coming out of the vents and controlling the back vents area. They were doing a really good job with that. So now we move into dangerous territory, Alex. Now we move into Mirage, and we've seen what Spirit's T-side of Mirage looks like. So on the CT side, no, but there's a good chance that they fix some things, right? If they've lost on it, maybe they fix some things.
It's not. It didn't look pretty in their last game, that's for sure. But I'm not ready to write them out after the Spirit I've seen today.
Yeah.
You can't win 3v5s against NiP and then forget how to play the map everyone knows how to play. We'll talk more about it when we take our break, but we are going to have a quick one. When we do come back, we'll get to talk all about it. Second map, and it is time for Team NiP to fight back. It's a punish pick of sorts. Team Spirit, a little shaky on Mirage. We'll see how they fare when we come back from our break.
in-game PC optimizations. Supercharge your Marvel's Avengers experience with Intel Core i5, i7, and i9 processors.
What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com. Start your esports career now
at play.eslgaming.com.